Okay, I'm trying this again. This is the third take, but I got a long night ahead of me as far as doing these videos. But about almost a week ago, the Dirty White Boy made a video of his Survivor Series memories, his Survivor Series moments, and I never got a chance to do it because, one, I'm on a new computer, and I didn't get the chance to hook it up. Well, my brother-in-law and I didn't get a chance to hook this up until tonight, so this is why it's a bit late. But my Survivor Series moments, the ones that I remember, the first one, 1990, Undertaker's debut, and I vaguely remembered the show when it happened originally, and at the time, you're sitting there and you're like, wow, it's this guy. But little did we know that he would still be a significant part of the WWE and be one of the greatest superstars of all time. And that one moment was the beginning of The Undertaker as a superstar. The 91 Survivor Series I have very good memories because, for one, Ric Flair had just gotten into the WWF, and he and Piper were in a feud, so they were going to have their teams at the Survivor Series. And there were others, but the one reason I remember it was because Hogan defended the title against The Undertaker. Now, this was the first time in the history of the Survivor Series that the WWF title was on the line. And I'll give you a story. About a week or two before that Survivor Series, this was when they had Wrestling Spotlight on. And for those of you who remember Wrestling Spotlight, I hope you do. But anyway, Hulk Hogan he was on the funeral parlor, Paul Bearer. Ric Flair comes out. Those two have an argument, have a confrontation. And Undertaker comes out of that coffin and he attacks Hulk Hogan. Now, I was 6 years old at the time, and I started crying. I was bawling because, Hulk Hogan was the man, And it was like somebody attacked a family member. That's how I was crying. I was pissed off. But, the match happens. We all know what happens. Undertaker beats Hogan for the belt. And I was surprised because, Hogan doesn't lose the belt. Hogan doesn't lose that often. And you see it happen on pay-per-view, on one of the big events of the year. It's shocking. It really is. And then another moment that I remember from that same show was at the end of the night when Gene Okerlund got the interview with The Undertaker and Paul Bearer, and they were in this deep, dark room, probably the basement of the arena they were in that night. And it was such a weird promo because Undertaker has the casket, opens the the door up, and it's supposed to be a body of Hulk Hogan. Closes it, with that creeping sound, and closes it, and then bong. And that was how the Survivor Series ended. That was how Survivor Series 91 ended, which was very weird. Another one that I remember was Survivor Series 94, and this one is this one I remember very well. Actually, that night and then a couple days after, because Bob Backlund was challenging Bret Hart for the title submission match, but it was also for The Undertaker getting revenge on Yokozuna on what happened in the casket match at the Royal Rumble earlier that year, and Chuck Norris was going to be there. This was a big deal. It was a very big deal, for that match. And all these guys were saying, oh, I'm going to come in, I'm going to interfere, I'm going to help Yokozuna, blah, blah, blah. Undertaker wins the match. But how I remember that was 4 days later, my Nana passed away. My grandmother, my dad's mom, she passed away the Sunday after Thanksgiving, and that's why I remember Survivor Series 94 on a wrestling note, but also on a personal note, because I lost my Nana at 9 years old, a couple days after that show, and, hey, everybody gets those emotions when you lose somebody you love. 95 I remember very well, because that was the first wrestling show I ever went to. The 95 Survivor Series with my dad at the old Capitol Center, the US Air Arena. And It's no longer there, which sucks, because it was a great arena to go to. I went to plenty of hockey games at the Capitol Center, and now it's the Magic Johnson Theater's up there, and there's this whole big mall. But to me, it's always going to be the Capitol Center. Nothing will ever replace that. And that was the night when Bret Hart and Diesel fought for the third time within a year and a half. And, their last match was really good, the one from the Royal Rumble in '95. So, this match, no DQ, no countout, had to be a winner. And I wanted Diesel to win. I did not like Bret Hart as a kid. I did not like him. All the girls liked him. I was like, what's so special about Bret Hart? What's so special? I wanted Diesel to win. And I was so upset when Diesel lost the title. I was like, no, well, I did say you SOB, but still, I was upset. But what I remember about that, two things. Number one, how you have like the dark match before the pay-per-view. It was the Smoking Guns against Public Enemy. Now, little did I realize what Public Enemy was. I thought they were a bunch of jobbers, but, back in '95, ECW, they were the big thing as far as tag teams go in that company. And, excuse me, that was a big opportunity for them, even if it wasn't seen on pay-per-view. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was. If it was, somebody tell me. That would be great. So that was a moment I won't forget. And in '97, how in the hell can you not ever forget what happened in '97 with the screw job? I remember, because I don't think I was going to get that, but I did, and, my mom was upstairs with me, because I always watch the pay-per-views upstairs in the living room. And I remember that finish so clear. And I was shocked when it happened, So I was like, what happened? What happened? And, whatever became of now the most infamous match in the history of this business is because of that one night. And it took me a while to figure out what exactly happened. And really, that night, if you think about it, that's one of those moments that changed the business forever. It changed it forever. And it was just out of control. It was crazy. One more I'm going to do, then I'm going to stop this video and upload it, what you're watching right now. But the '99 Survivor Series, the last one of the 20th century. Stone Cold, Triple H, Rock, Detroit, Austin gets run over. And that one I remember very well for another reason. Because the next day my mom went in for her first knee surgery. So I remember, watch the Survivor Series. And then, your mom, or my mom, goes into the operating room, gets a new knee. But, that was the night where Stone Cold got run over and started what could have been one of the great angles of all time, but it just never happened. But, all in all, what else is there to say but the Survivor Series is a truly unique event, and thank God it only comes once a year.